French President Emmanuel Macron's visit to Kigali is a bid to rewrite a chapter that stained France's relationship with Rwanda for nearly 3 decades. He asked the Rwandan public for forgiveness for his country's failure in stopping the Hutu-led 100-day killing spree in '94 that left more than 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus dead.
France has a role to play and a political responsibility towards Rwanda. It has a duty to face up to history and acknowledge the suffering it inflicted on the people of Rwanda by taking too long to recognize the reality.
The visit follows the release of a Macron Commission report that found that France bears an overwhelming responsibility for the atrocity due to its continued alliance with the Hutu-led government.
La France a des responsabilités lourdes, accablantes.
France bears a heavy and overwhelming responsibility in the chain of events that led to the genocide. We're not saying that France wanted the genocide or that it took part in the genocidal enterprise of the Hutu power and in a large part of the ruling regime of President Habyarimana.
The 992-page report, written by an expert panel of historians, say France's colonial mindset blinded it to the events leading up to genocide.
Due to this French policy that favored the Habyarimana regime, the Rwandans have suffered terribly.
In April, another report, this time commissioned by the Rwandan government, accused France of enabling the genocide in order to advance and reinforce its own influence and interests in the country. It also accused France of covering up its role by protecting perpetrators on the killings and withholding testimonies. Rwandan President Paul Kagame, a Tutsi leader who helped end the atrocities, welcomed the findings of both reports. In the past, Kagame has repeatedly accused France of aiding the genocide. Macron's efforts are seen as his attempt to examine France's colonial past, but also to establish economic ties with Rwanda.
Without resolving the French denials on the issue, without clarifying the French behavior during this period, we cannot go forward on the other issues. So this is important to underline.
It's an unforgettable period of history for most Rwandans, but many say an official apology may help in forgiving France for its role.
What is good is that he recognized the role of France diplomatically, but he still did it. It's not like before.
It's a speech full of humanity, so I like the tone he used and the words. He chose well the words he used. They are touching words. Even though he didn't say the word sorry, still he took a big step, a big step. It's a giant step that I personally appreciate very much.
And they hope that it would bring them a step closer to finding justice for the victims. Rahul Radhakrishnan, TRT World.